Hey everybody, Justin here. Just want to share with you guys my sales for the week of, let's see, what was the week? February 26th to March 4th, 2017. And I also want to share with you a few things that I sold over the weekend. I'm just going to share with you 5 things that I sold that I'm going to get ready to box up and ship out here for Monday. And then we'll go over what I made for the week, profit and loss for that week. So let's start with some of this stuff here. Now, if you watched my other video a few days ago about listing things that you have laying around, you know my weakness is, well, my weakness besides blazers and sport coats is listing jeans. Blazers I put off to the very end, which I should not do, but I do, they just take more time. And pants and jeans I put off sort of second, and then I do shirts like right off the bat because I can process them pretty quick. Same thing with ties and other little items like that. But I did get around to listing a lot of jeans, and I sold another pair of the jeans that I listed last week, so I got off my butt and I got some listed and sold a pair. This is a Duluth here, if you can see the Duluth Trading Company. Now, I could be wrong, but my understanding is Duluth is like a they come out like a catalog, almost like an LL Bean type deal, but it's like a country type stuff, I guess. The cool thing about this, well, here's the sizing. It's a 37, 32, and it does have a number on it. I wasn't quite sure how to describe. I mean, I didn't know if there's anything special about the pants or not. So they did have a number that I looked up and found on their website, and one of the things I found is that this discoloration in here, well, it's not a discoloration, it's a different material. It's called a fire hose material. So it's a fire hose lining, which was a good keyword that I really sort of needed to put up in the listing. Anyway, these sold for $25.59. I ran a sale this weekend of 10% off of everything, so they were a little bit higher than that. I think I originally had them listed at 20, but they sold for 18 plus shipping. So $25.59 shipped, and after I ship them out, I'm going to make about $11.41 off of that pair of pants. And they haven't even been up a week. They sold pretty quick, so maybe I could have got more out of them. I'm not sure, but I'm happy just with the turnaround. I'm trying to get all this stuff listed and get it so it's going out of the house, so I can get more stuff in. And then I sold another thing here. As a matter of fact, 4 out of 5 of these items I listed this week and they sold within a couple of days, so I love it when that happens. The cool thing about that is, I mean, you get the money right then. You gotta love that. This is just a regular polo shirt. Polo Ralph Lauren 17.5. It's a dress shirt, classic fit. Now, when you're getting polos, it's just striped, blue striped. And when you're getting polos, you really want to look for the ones that say classic fit, or to a lesser extent, sometimes custom fit. The ones that don't say anything really don't do as well. But I probably paid $4.60 for this, and sold it for $20.64. And after it's all shipped, said and done, I will make a $9.66 profit off of that. And that's sort of my, it's not my very bottom, but that's sort of my standard, the low end, fast mover, bread and butter shirts like that I get. I typically pay about $4.60 for them or less, and I list them at $13.99 plus 1 pound first class shipping, which ends up charging the customer $6.65, and then it usually ends up being around $4 or a little bit less, a little bit over, depending on my end. So that's how we get that $9.66 profit. It's usually around $10. So I look at it, if I spend $4.60, I'd like to see at least $10 come back for it if it sells fairly quickly. So that's my standard with some of those, unless there's something special about them. The next one I have here is this Tommy Bahama shirt. I really wish that I could have worn this shirt. It is a 2XL, but it fits huge. It's a Tommy Bahama 2XL silk shirt, and it's a relax. It's like one of his types of shirts. See that relax there? And this thing, man, this thing is massive. I mean, I wear a 2X, sometimes XL depending. But look how big this is. It's going to take up the whole screen. Look at this thing. This thing is, is huge. It's not really anything special. It doesn't have a huge embroidery in the back or anything like that. No floral pattern. Just a like a check, like a small plaid type check. And the color was interesting too. It's not really, I think I would listed it as coral orange. I don't know, it's got the nice little wood type buttons. Anyway, that sold within a couple of days for $22.64. Again, I had it listed a little higher, but with the discount or the sale I have going on, it took 10% off. But I'm happy to move it out in a couple of days and make a few dollars less. That's perfectly fine with me. Anyway, sold for $22.64. After all said and done, I'll make $11.45 profit off of that, roughly. Next thing is another Tommy Bahama shirt. Now, Tommy Bahama, man, you really just, it's hit and miss with this guy, man. I mean, some of it is really good, some of it just sits forever. But this is just a silk shirt, Tommy Bahama. It's not a relax or anything, but it does have a nice pattern. See the pattern? That's one of the reasons I picked this up, is because of the pattern. It's a Hawaiian shirt. It's a large. I paid $4.64. Put my standard $13.99 plus shipping up there. Actually, I think I charged. We got just over $13.99 plus shipping on the sale. So I must have charged maybe $14.99 or upwards of $15, $16 for this. What I had it listed for. Anyway, it sold for about $13.99 plus shipping, so it was $20.64. And again, I make about $9.66. That was pretty lightweight. Probably make about 10 off of that. And sold that in a couple of days, so that's not bad. I like to see that happening consistently. You know, not really looking to buy shirts for $5 and let them sit for 3 months and make $10. Sometimes that happens, but the idea is, you know, you're making that $10 fairly quickly back after your investment. This last one here, now this is a brand that I thought might do well. I got it one time, and then I looked up the completeds, and they did fairly well, I thought, on the completeds, but when I listed them, they're not doing as well. It's Thomas Dean, TD, Thomas Dean. It's a flip cuff, you know, floral there, and then when you flip the cuff out, see that? That's all flip cuff is the pattern is different on the inside of the cuff than the outside of the shirt, and it typically is on the inside of the collar as well. And they have this little signature TD down here at the bottom. Okay, some of them were doing really well, and so I probably bought like 4 or 5 of them. This one sat. I know it hasn't been 90 days. I want to say it's been less than 30 for this one. Although I do have some Thomas Deans that have been up for upwards of 60 days. But I want to say this one is less than 30 because I don't think I had to relist this one at all, or I've seen it relisted or anything like that. But what happened was I had the other Thomas Deans that weren't doing well, so I got this one when I got on the listing, and I said, well, let's just move it out. And again, I probably had it up for $11.99, something like that, but it ended up selling for $9.99 plus shipping, or $10.99. Anyway, the total with shipping that I charged was $16.64. And after I ship it and everything is said and done, I make about $6 off of it. And that's sort of my bottom line. If I'm paying $4.60 for a shirt, I'm not going to sell it for any less than 15 shipped. And again, that's not what I want my business model to be like. But sometimes you just get those shirts, or they're not selling, or you get those items that are taking a while, they're not worth as much as you thought they were. And so you got to have like that bottom line. And mine is typically that. And then, you know, if it goes past that, so I like to make at least $5, but if it goes past that, and I'm not holding on to it forever just to make the $5, I'll auction it off. And I like to break even, but if I don't break even, you know, just get it out of here and get more in. And that's one of the things that a lot of people run into. One of the problems that a lot of people have, even brick and mortar stores, thrift stores, and stuff like that. They have a hard time sometimes, I notice, because they don't turn over their inventory fast enough. The successful ones around me, and the successful online sellers too, I think what you'll find is they're constantly getting new inventory. You know, don't hold on to that dead weight. Don't hold on to that dead inventory. If it's not selling, you know, there's no sense in holding on to it and taking up shelf space, you know, for years, and then it finally sells, and what, you make $5, and then what, the customer's not happy with it, they want to return it or something like that. You know, that stuff could happen. So I get rid of it. My goal is to get rid of it. all right, and make a profit. Anyway, there's 5 things that I sold over the weekend. Total now, after the cost of the item, after the shipping, after everything is all said and done, I'm going to make around $48.24 on 5 items. So that's about right where I want to be at. I don't have the average sell price, but I'd say it was somewhere in the low 20s, between 20 and 25 was probably the average sell price for those, and I'm okay with that. Like I said, most of those, except for the one, sold within a week of listing them, so I'm perfectly okay with that. All right, so now, how did this week go? Now remember, my goal is for 2017 to make at least $1,000 in spendable net income, and only spend $500 to do that. $500 in inventory. I do have about $120 of overhead that I have to keep in mind with subscriptions and stuff like that. So spend $500, make $1,000. So far, I've been doing fairly well. January, I made $1,900 in net spendable income. February, I made less. It was in the 800s. And in this month, I'm right on track. And I like to give weekly reports. One, to keep myself responsible, and two, just to see how I'm at, where I'm at. Now this week isn't just for March, so it's not the first week in March. I'll do a monthly March video and report, and those are probably the most important ones in my opinion, because you want to look at your income and expenses monthly. All right, but I do it weekly just to keep myself on track, and I wanted to list at least 25 things a week. On my way to making that goal happen. And this week, I forgot to add them up. Hold on, let me check. We got 6, 12, 17 plus 5, 34. I listed 34. I'm going to write that down. Well, I got it in my hand. I listed 34 items this week. So about nine over what I wanted to do. So that's good. Keep that up. That'd be amazing. So I met that goal. List 25 things a week. I got 34. Perfect. All right. Now, let's see. We'll just get right to it. My gross income between eBay and Amazon was $1,008.87. The fees between the two were $381.24. I do include product expenses in my expenses for my purposes, not for tax purposes, because only items that you sell are considered an expense. But I just work about how much money I actually take. So product expense $86, supplies $108.64. I bought some smaller bubble poly mailers because I'm starting to do more merchant fulfilled on Amazon. And I did buy a scanner. With the Amazon changes, I think I may have to say rest in peace to my PDA, which saddens me greatly. But anyway, I got a scanner for it, and that cost about $87. And the total net for the week of February 26th to March 4th was $432.18. And then that's just how I keep track there. There's the numbers. The bottom that I wrote in is just the amount that I listed. And I told you guys how I do this already, but I've got a spreadsheet where I keep the cost of materials that I buy, office expense, everything you can think of. I keep track of the miles on my car just in case anybody was worrying about that. And then essentially all I do is I print off and print screen the week sales and week expenses from eBay, and then Amazon's real nice. They give you it's the activity account, and it tells you what your income and your expenses. When you're doing this, don't look at this number down here. This number is what they deposited to your bank, and because of how Amazon works, they pay like bi-weekly, and it can come up depending on who you are in the middle of the week, at the end of the week, or whatever. So this that they put in your bank isn't necessarily your income for that week. You have to minus the income. You have to take the income minus the expenses there, and the numbers don't always add up because of how their disbursement works. So anyway, I'm pretty happy with that. $432.18 for the week. I'll take that any day. I mean, if you can consistently do, if I can consistently do $400 a week, was it 1600 $1,600 a month? I'm happy with that. That's more than what I would working for minimum wage in the state that I'm in. You know, so anyway, I'm right on track. And so I'm always happy to report that I'm doing well, and that this online reselling business does work. Amazon sort of picked up a little bit for me last week. It made about $100, which is better than not making anything or paying everything you make into paying off your long-term storage fees. So hopefully that is over. February's gone, and hopefully they start to pick up. I'm starting to send more stuff in. Book sale season is coming up where I'm at. Weather's getting warmer, so I'm hoping things are going to start really taking off here. But anyway, just keeping track, keep keeping track of your sales and of your expenses. I really encourage you to do that, because one thing you don't want to have happen is at the end of the year you go to do your taxes and they ask you some of these questions like what was your cost of goods sold, what is your ending inventory value on December 31st, what is your mileage, how much did you spend on office supplies, stuff like that. So make sure you're keeping track, not only for your tax purposes, but also so that you know where you're going in this business. For me, I had to really think about, like, man, I'm putting a lot of time into this, and I felt like I was just sort of spinning in circles, buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it, and then I got to thinking, like, well, man, how much money am I actually making? How profitable is this? And I've been fairly surprised the past couple months at how profitable it's really been for me. I'm still surprised that there's such a huge market for clothing online. I don't buy clothing online, although it's a pain in the butt to find stuff that fits me anyway, so then maybe that's it. And honestly, truth be told, I don't really buy a lot from eBay, right? I mean, I've bought just about everything I've bought from eBay has either not been as described, or sometimes they just don't ship it. It just doesn't get to me. So that's my secret. Sometimes I do buy off eBay, but I much rather go through Amazon. And as a seller, I hate the way sometimes that Amazon handles the returns, which is just they just do it whatever. I mean, you could sell a brand new item, they could take it out and put their old one in the box and send it back, and then they'll accept it. But as a buyer, that's an excellent that's an excellent thing to happen. Not that I want to rip anybody off or anything, but the fact that you know that they'll take care of you. Um, so yeah, just keep on keeping on, keep listing, keep sourcing, and keep making money. And thanks for watching. And if you like the video, go ahead and hit like. Feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be coming out with some more videos. I'm going to try to put up one of these videos every week, the day that I do my weekly report, and also a few things that I've sold. And then I'm going to do my monthly report. And coming up probably later in the week, I'm going to do another haul video. I went to the Dollar Days again at my local Goodwill, and I picked up a few things. So if you're interested in seeing sort of what to pick up, what to look out for, then stay tuned and have a great rest of the day.